Welcome to the Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast, starring Q the Boss.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of Don't Let That Go Over Your Head podcast. They call me Q the Boss. Yes. Today I got one of my good friends, one of my closest friends. I don't have too many friends, so if I call somebody a friend, that mean they mean a lot to me. Today's my boy. Shane is in the building. You know, my boy Shane, he does everything. The man of many hats, entrepreneur, does everything. It ain't nothing Shane ain't done. If you know Shane, you know he's tried it all. And I don't even know did he. You gotta make sure you say that, right? But Shane, introduce yourself. Talk to me nice, Shane.
What's going on, everyone?
So listen, today we talking about vibration. When you hear that term vibration, Shane, what do you get out of that?
Vibration, motion.
Okay, so elaborate. Have you ever met a woman that had like low vibration?
Of course, every day. Last night.
Shots fired. But what do you mean? What do you mean? When you say vibration last night, what do you mean by that?
I mean, they ain't striving for nothing, not doing nothing with their life. Low energy, you know, very judgmental, very hateful. I mean, that sums it up for me.
I agree. You know, it's funny because I meet people like that all the time. They vibrate at a very low vibration, and when you speak so highly of your goals, your aspirations, what you want to do with your life, they tend to get offended by when you tell them that they're not doing a lot. And it's sad because it's like, rather than being inspired, they take it as if you're trying to diss them.
Yeah.
Would you say that's the world we live in today?
Of course.
So would you say so hypothetically, if you speak into, let's say a conversation, between you and somebody. Yeah. And you say like, yo, I think you should be doing more. What does that conversation usually sound like?
They get really defensive, disrespectful. They try to point out your weaknesses, talk about you personally, talk about your family, whatever could ruin the moment. They do whatever it takes to hurt you.
So that's like a means of deflecting.
Of course.
So I genuinely believe that a lot of people do that deflecting. Let's get to the topic right now. Low vibration versus high vibration. Listen to this. Low vibration is spiritual energy and frequency associated with negative emotions. Signs of low vibration energy concludes persistent feelings or sadness or anger, sluggish thinking, constant fatigue, and empathy, right? High vibration frequencies are associated with happiness and positive thinking, right? Those who vibrate at a high frequency typically feel lighter and happier, attracting the same positive into their life. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that a person with low vibration can be with someone that has high vibration and they can go intermingle?
I don't really, honestly, from years experience, I don't think so. I don't know. It's just like, I feel like you're just sucking the energy out the high vibration when you have low vibration.
I agree. Say that again.
Like I said, I feel like you're just sucking the energy out the person that has high vibration, no diddy.
What you say makes sense because look, I remember going through a separation. I'm gonna just say a breakup.
Yeah.
And when I was going through this breakup, I got to the point where it was like a fork in the road. It was either A, stay in this relationship because of my comfort, or B, go down the other lane, which is the lane that's gonna take me out of my comfort, which ultimately take me to better results. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that was one of the hardest decisions I ever made. And you know the person personally. It was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make. I stood there saying to myself, like, I see myself going to a different level, but I'm like, my comfort is gonna keep me at this level. And sometimes I genuinely believe we misconstrue relationships when we say, am I comfortable? Or do I genuinely see me being able to build something? I genuinely believe I just got too comfortable. Yeah. You know, have you ever been comfortable?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sometimes you get afraid to like go out of your safe zone. And I definitely think the person with low vibration always try to drag you back in. And, you know, they give you fears, they give you bad warnings and just try to hold you against become the better you.
Agreed. Agreed. It's funny because when you're saying that, I've been in situations where people say to me, "Oh, you're not gonna do no better than me." Oh, at the end of the day, what I deal with, no other person is gonna deal with. I've been with those kind of people, but I genuinely believe that that's a means of control.
Yes.
And I genuinely believe that that's how people talk to people that they know can do better. Have you ever been with somebody that tried to make you feel like you were less than?
Of course, definitely. I mean, I had my own situationship that did that, and she would just tell me that I'm the worst person in the world, or it's my kid's mom. She'll tell me I'm the worst father in the world, and I'm not gonna be good for nobody else, and it's just a way of manipulation. That's all it is.
I agree. It's sad because when you look at it, like, the other day I was talking on this podcast and I said, how come when we break up with someone we say we love, right? When we look at each other, we know that we can't get no further in life. We know that it's come to like I said before, the fork in the road.
Yeah.
We know it's over. Why do we believe in staying in something that we know that we've outgrown? Why do we feel like we got to stay in a situation that is toxic? Why do we feel like we got to stay in a situation that is no longer basically accessible for our next chapters and our greater self? Why do we stay with situations like that?
Because of the comfort.
I agree. I think a lot of people do get comfortable. Have you ever been comfortable?
Of course.
Give me some scenarios of like shows a level of comfort.
Level of comfort. Funny thing, like I was in a relationship with someone, and that person wasn't in a position where they wanted to be, and I was striving to get a house. I wanted to buy a house.
Okay.
I was about like 19, 20 years old. I'm 30 now, so I was trying to get a house, and they were trying to draw me back to staying in the ghetto. Like, yo, let's get an apartment. I'm up here, she's down here, and I tried my best to change that person and, I guess raise their vibration, but
Yes.
it was always issues. Her side of the money was always funny. She would just not go to house openings with me and complain about a whole bunch of other things that I guess I was young, I couldn't really understand. So
Yeah.
that's a moment where
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that, how should the split be between men and women? 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, 90-10, or 100% on the man? What do you think should be the split between men and women?
Now, are we talking about finances or
Finances.
Finances. It depends. It depends if that woman is having a child. So, there's ladies out there that have 5 kids for a dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not 9 months out the year they're pregnant. So it depends. But if you guys are both in a situation where like you guys are not on bed rest and you guys are working, 50-50.
Agreed. Like I say, as a man, I genuinely believe women respect men more when you do more, especially financially. I think it's kind of selfish if a person says that we're a team, but they don't bring all their resources to the team. I think it's like, for instance, if I know we're on a basketball team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know, let's say hypothetically, I'm great at rebounding,
Yeah.
but yet and still I don't want to rebound. So I'm negating what I'm good at, right? Because I don't want to help the team till its fullest capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very selfish if a person says that, you know what, we in this all together. I think everything that she has should come into the table. Everything you have should come to the table, right? And then how y'all decide. Don't get me wrong, if you know that she like nice things, cool,
Yeah.
You give allowance. And I say allowance in a respectful way.
Yeah.
I think men and women should have allowances where they're allowed, because the money is both of yours. Let's have this conversation. The moment you guys become a unit, the money becomes both of yours. So if you're telling me that all my money has to be on the table, but some of your money has to be on the table, that means you're not giving the all to the team.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I agree with that, but what I would say is that in the Bible it says every man and every woman have a talent, right? And I feel like a lot of if the man is the breadwinner and he's able to, because society is not really balanced right. Men do have more opportunities to create money. They can put themselves in a different type of situation to make money. But I feel like everybody has a talent, and I feel like a lot of women, like, and I'm not talking about just the baby mama drama bullshit, ghetto chick. Everybody has a talent, and I feel like everybody can create money. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
We're not talking about the OnlyFans girls. We're talking about the people that actually can create something to make some kind of income.
I agree. So my question is, let's say if your girl is not a hustler
Correct.
and she sees that she's not a hustler, would you get mad at the fact that she's not hustling?
Depends how you define hustling. Like I said, everybody has a talent. And I feel like everybody can make some kind of income on that talent, especially in this generation.
I agree. You know something, the other day I was telling one of my boys, he got mad at me because him and his girl fights a lot. And the funny thing is, he's always been a lazy dude. Always been lazy. So now the girl is dating him and she's complaining about him being lazy. But I'm like, that's what you kind of signed up for, right?
Yeah, true.
And I feel like it's unfair to her in this, to him in a sense, because rather she's complaining about what she already knew what he was.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we overly with this whole vibration thing, we tend to look for potential. And I'm like, nah, it should be surfacing. You can see, you know, like a classroom, you see that kid that has that gift.
Yeah.
You know, and all you got to do is exercise that gift. That kid will be something special. I think at this age, more people should stop looking at potential and look at what is.
But I think back to what you were saying with the comfort, I feel like sometimes they misconstrued potential and comfort. You know what I mean? Like somebody can give you hopes and dreams and keep feeding you that, but they might just be completely comfortable. So it's just like at this point, we know that he's gonna tell me that he's gonna get a better job.
Yes.
He's gonna go and make some money.
Yes.
He's gonna be a better father.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But then 2 years turn into 5 years, and 5 years turn to 10 years, and it's like
It's the same situation.
he was comfortable.
You know something, the other day, me and a guy was chopping it up, and I told him, I said, there's a word that I think a lot of people don't use when understanding relationships. He said, break it down. I said, it's called compatible. I mean, no, not compatibility. It's called when you need someone. The word is on my tongue.
Oh yeah.
It's called
I got it.
well, my mind is shot right now. Codependency.
Yeah.
So again, my fault. I apologize. I had a brain fart for a second, guys. But it's called codependency. And I broke it down. He said, well, I got my own bread. I said, economically, you don't need her for the codependency.
Yeah.
I said it could be an emotional codependency. A lot of people don't elaborate on the fact that a lot of us come from broken situations. And when we don't accept that we come from broken situations, we don't see that the codependency can be based on the emotional attachment that you did not get from your parents, and now you're codependent because you need it. I said, just like a man or a woman can have mommy or daddy issues. For instance, you know how people use this term a lot with the word narcissist.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that more men aren't narcissists based on cheating because women just keep using that as a term of narcissism. But I don't believe that that's what narcissism actually is. When you look at the definition, it's not that. It shows an extreme level of you have no empathy. You always want someone to feel sorry for you. You feel like entitled. Those are narcissistic traits. And when you look at more men, I feel like that cheat and step out. Literally, they come from broken homes. They never were taught how to create homes. So they're doing exactly what they were taught. They was taught how to create broken homes, how they come from abandonment, so they don't mind abandoning their children. Yeah. And this is the same dilemma I'm keep seeing as a routine.
So can you give me a scenario when somebody called you a narcissist and you didn't agree?
One time is because of the fact that I'm a go getter. So sometimes when I'm seeing a person is only reaping the benefits of what I'm doing, I lose interest in that person. Because even if a person, let's say I'm in a relationship and the woman is not a hustler like that, I need her to understand that the secretarial work that I need from her is extremely needed, right? So therefore, she needs to find where she fits.
Agreed.
You see, because I don't want you in a car and benefiting from all the luxuries of what I'm doing, because naturally I will never see that as a partner.
And that's where I feel like a woman. Well, I'm into women, so I'm sorry. That's when I feel like when your partner start having low vibration qualities.
Elaborate.
When they don't know how to securitize your achievement as a hustler.
But that's where you see low vibration and high vibration.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's where it clashes, you know what I mean? I feel like that's where the relationship clashes. I feel like when, even if it's a relationship where it's you guys are living together or not living together, but I feel like if you're generating the majority of the income or you're able to create an income from thin air, that's quote unquote, that's what people say.
Yes.
because we're hustlers.
Yes.
That's what they say about us. But I feel like if you notice that person is doing something, if it's a situation where they're not doing something illegal, you can help. You can organize because we're not perfect. As hustlers, we're not perfect. You can organize the money. You can organize the appointments. You can help. Unless you have a mindset where you want to take from that person, I don't think that you're gonna be able to help, but you can help.
I think what you're saying basically is like a true partner is what sees where the value is not there. Like for instance, where you're weak at, they try to be strong at.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good partner. And I think high vibration people have that mentality where they like go to a job and say, you know what, they're bad with dealing with money. I'm gonna deal with the money because of the fact that I'm good at dealing with the money.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at some people where it's like, rather than finding where your value is, you complain about where you haven't put yourself together, and you complain and complain and complain, and it becomes problematic because I think a lot of low vibration people, what they do is they push their problems onto others, but not accepting that they're the problem. I think that's the problem. Yes.
It's control.
Yes. Yes. You ever seen somebody like that where you see that they always make you the problem for their lack of, or their...
It's just control. It's like, listen, like every ghost want Natasha, you know what I mean? But when the relationship is done, that doesn't mean the money needs to be done.
Say it again.
When the relationship is done, don't mean the money needs to be done. You gotta still be that secretary, especially if there's children involved.
You know something crazy the other day? I was telling a woman advice. I want you to hear this and tell me if I'm bugging for this. She's very, very urgent on doing things when they're not fighting. But when they're fighting, she doesn't want to do anything that's going to help their situation anymore.
Oh, it strangles the finances.
Yes, it does. And I broke it down to her. I said, let me ask you something. When a man is mad or angry or bitter or at you, do he still pay bills? She goes, yes. I said, but when you take away the value, right, that you bring to the table because you're upset, then you're basically valueless. Because if I gotta basically, only time you're willing to do things is when you're happy. Imagine when I'm not happy and I still pay bills. Imagine when I'm not happy and I still go out and hustle for us. Imagine if I stop doing that when you make me upset. Would the relationship make sense?
Nah, it don't.
And that's what she couldn't understand. I'm like, you gotta learn, like, look, I get it, you are upset with him, but when you start negating your responsibilities, then you therefore not a partner in that situation. You're only a partner when things are going good. So that means you're the person that only wants to celebrate the championships, but you don't want to celebrate the losses. We got to be able to lick our wounds together. So if I fail, we got to be able to lick the wounds, because when we celebrated and we in the islands and we traveling and we living our best life, I want to be able to say that we got us here.
Well, a lot of women are out here believing that they can always get multiple championships from different people. Like, okay, well, yeah, if I leave you, the championship is done with you, but I can go get it from somebody else. But that time clock that y'all got, it's not gonna be a lot of championships. It's not.
You know, when you say that, also women are losing respect when they do things when hold on. Also, women lose respect when things are going wrong. I agree. I genuinely believe that a lot of women only respect you when things are going good, when you're making them quote unquote happy. I want to establish that men are not created to make women happy. A woman's role is to make herself happy, and ultimately the men can add the IER on her already happy. A man is not supposed to make a woman happy. So if a woman believes that a man is supposed to make her happy, she already has a false pretense of what a relationship is. Yeah. I think a woman is not supposed to make a man happy either. A man is supposed to be happy, and ultimately she can add the IER on his happier. All right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. When you talk about vibration, what comes to mind, and what are you seeing in society today?
Well, I notice a lot with this, I guess they call it the feminist movement or whatever. I noticed that they believe being selfish, and when I say selfish, only thinking about yourself in a relationship is selfish to me. They feel like being selfish is making them a better person, a better individual. But like I said, I believe that men and women were put on the earth for each other. I believe a woman is supposed to nurture a man emotionally, physically, and become a a protector towards their children, a protector towards men's secrets and emotions. Now,
I agree.
I feel like this movement where they're teaching women about low vibrations and high vibrations, they're only taking all the negative as in, okay, we're gonna take care of ourselves, take care of our needs, and we can easily replace that man that's not giving us what we want. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about women. The women are only caring about money. They're caring about multiple other things, as in their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, things that they want for themselves, things that they want for their family.
Yes.
You know, it's a lot comes with being with a woman. And I just feel like with this generation and what's going on right now with social media and they're creating a monster. They're creating a woman that only thinks about themselves, the needs and their wants, and they're very selfish.
Mm. You know what's sad is we was having a conversation with a woman earlier, and Shane said to her, "Why don't you watch things that teach you how to be a better wife?" And she said, "Why would I watch that?" Right?
Yeah, I was there.
And she said, "Why would I watch that?" And I looked at it and I said, "Because it'll teach you how to be a better wife." And she said, "I already know how to do that." So let me ask you a question. Even if you're good or decent at something, why wouldn't you want to get better?
But who taught you how to be a better wife?
Agreed. And I genuinely believe that a lot of women nowadays, they compare men to men that never been in their lives. They compare men to movies and to things that they've created in their mind about men that don't even exist. A lot of times when I do my consulting one-on-one with women, they describe men, and I'm like, damn, I've never met a guy like this in my life.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yeah.
You ever had a nightmare before?
Of course.
You've seen the boogeyman, you've seen a monster, you've seen a werewolf, right?
Yes.
Now, in this real world, have you ever seen a werewolf in person?
No.
So where did that come from?
A dream.
Where did that come from? Your dream?
A movie.
A movie. So that's what it is. If women watch movie and they feel like that's how relationships are supposed to be.
And it's sad because when you sit down and evaluate it, you see that more women have the Cinderella story, which is understandable because I get it. But they've been sold a dream that's not reality.
True.
Right? And I hate to say this, in most cases, more women will have to create the life that's in their dreams more than just walk into a man's life that's going to give them that dream. More people are going to have to create it. When you look at logic, it says 1 + 1 = 2. So when you got this guy who's hypothetically the highest earner on earth, he's going to want the highest vibration woman that he could possibly attach himself to.
Of course.
So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been physically attached to a woman that's very, very low vibration?
Of course.
And what happened in that situation?
We were hungry. Because we wasn't getting no money.
I don't get it. You can literally walk out of a situation and just your tables just turn.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You walk out of a situation to have a belly full of food and love.
You know something funny? They said in a lot of cases, watch this, they say a lot of men, when they walk out of long-term relationships, they go into a relationship and get married like that, but wouldn't marry the long-term relationship. Because Shane said something earlier is about comfort. And when you look at that person, they was comfortable in that long-term relationship. But when they realized that realistically, my dreams, my aspirations, and my goals will never be met being in this situation. But I feel like with time, that's the number one commodity that we don't talk about. People waste the most time on things that aren't going to get them to better levels. And then they think that something is substantially going to happen because of your dreams. Everything in your life right this minute is a reflection of your vibratory state. Yeah. It's a reflection of the frequency that you're operating on. A lot of people don't understand the operation. When you operate, if you're operating here, of course you're going to have the results of here, but you have to change your frequency. But I realized that even with baiting and dating, baiting rhymes with dating, right? So you have to bait to get a date. So when you're baiting, you got to realize that you have to vibrate at a high frequency so you're able to lure in that high frequency. But a lot of women, I hate to say this, and men are vibrating at a very low frequency, thinking that they're going to get a very high frequency person.
True. Yeah.
So what do you get out of that?
Listen, that's a mouthful, but you're right.
Pause.
You're right. Pause. No diddy. You're right though. Bro. You're right. You're right. You gotta find somebody with high vibration if you want to be high vibration. Which, you know what I mean? And if you're in a situation where you feel like the person's low vibration and you can't complain about it because that's what you chose. You knew what it was from the beginning. That's what you chose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of dudes complaining about their women, a lot of women complaining about their man, but you know what you chose. He didn't got no college degree and he had no hustler's drive. So what you think you gonna get out of that person?
Agreed. You know what's scary, right? And I always say this is narcissistic to me.
Mm-hmm.
You take a woman that works at, let's say, McDonald's.
Correct.
And I'm not dissing anyone that work at McDonald's. But when you work at McDonald's and you expect that a man is supposed to be financially here to get you, someone will say that's standards. And I say that's unrealistic. When you're looking at what he has and not what you also can bring to the table, then you realize that you only expected the table to be made so that you come into a situation. Watch that statement, Tyler. If you take a woman who meets a man and she works at McDonald's, and then he takes her, or she wants a man that has high vibration, created his life, built these whole crazy expectations she has.
I feel like we have a certain amount of years that we have in a life cycle, like a dog. A dog can live up to 20 years, right? A human being can live up to 100 years, right? What's the average person that lives up to 100 years? You understand?
Rare.
So
76, I think, is the life expectancy.
As you said, with time, like, you know, if you're with somebody and you notice in that space of time, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and you don't see a change, it's on you if you want to stay.
Agree.
I have a goal for my 30s. I have a goal for my 40s. I have a goal for my 50s. 60s, I want to be fully retired and just living on a yacht somewhere. So if you feel like you can't do that with that person that you're with, that person's not for you.
I agree. And so well, you know what's sad? When you negate what you really want from life to stay in a relationship knowing that that person's not going to help you get to where you want in life. It's like basically knowing directions. There's a video and the man, he keeps putting the bottles right, but the woman keeps changing the bottles. And the whole time he's putting them right. It's a game show. He's keep putting the bottles right and she's keep changing it because she don't want him to lead. So I'm looking at the fact that this man could be a great leader, but he's chosen to be next to a woman that's not going to allow him to lead. So I always say, in any situation, some people aren't leadable, some people aren't teachable, and some people aren't coachable. So even if you date someone that vibrates very low, you're gonna date someone that you can't teach, lead, or coach. So therefore, you're gonna continue to have problems after problems after problems.
True.
What else you see right now going on in society?
Well, right now in society, I'm starting to realize a lot of women are starting to become really independent, but I feel like they're really rude, really disrespectful because of the fact of I'm not saying that they're wrong to be that way, but they're becoming so defensive because they're afraid of being taken advantage of. But I feel like for you to be taken advantage of, you need to have something or have something that somebody can take from you. If you don't got ish, you need to work on getting some ish before you get afraid of somebody taking your ish.
I agree. I think people, you know what it is, like you said earlier, when they watch celebrities. I met men that say, I'm not getting married. I'm like, why? Because she gonna take alimony. I said, fam, you don't make enough money to give alimony, fam.
True.
I met women that say, I'm not gonna lose my house. Sister, you haven't even bought a house yet. Like, this is crazy when you listen to people talk like that because they watch celebrities so much. Their idea, their mirror, their lifestyle that they want to portray is basically celebrity based.
It goes back to what I said, the nightmares, the fake nightmares. They're watching movies.
Too many movies. I remember a girl said to me, one girl I was dealing with, she said to me, she said, let's be real, I don't need you. So I had to stop her and say, where do you live? She got quiet. I said, okay, do I need you? If me and you break up, do my life change? I had to explain that to her. My life doesn't change. Because what I realize is the term codependency is when you don't need someone, that is the most healthiest relationship. Let's say a woman could have her own apartment. Let's say a man can have his own apartment.
Yeah.
Let's say you're emotionally available. Let's say she's emotionally available. Let's say you're cured, you're healed, and she's healed and cured, and now you guys meet. When you meet, you guys are going to meet at a different space because of the fact that you two are two adults who have reached a mental capacity of basically attaching yourself to another adult to add your resources to create a better team. And when a person don't think like that, they're going to continue to think they are the team even when they don't bring nothing to the team.
Because they're comfortable.
That's crazy.
It's because they're comfortable.
Crazy.
If a woman really sits down and tell you that she doesn't need you and you're the breadwinner, she's just comfortable being with somebody that can't give her nothing.
She's delusional. It's delusional. Yo, watch this. I always say, you know the term comfortable, right? I feel like both parties get comfortable.
True.
Watch this. Men get comfortable to the point where when we meet a girl, we'll take her out to eat all the time. We'll do these nice things for them. And then we get comfortable.
Yeah.
But we'll stop doing it thinking that she won't cheat on us.
True.
So that's a level of comfort for us, right? But a woman will get a man. He'll do all of those things for her. She'll normalize him doing those things, stop appreciating those things, and ultimately get comfortable with the fact that he's doing things, acting as if that's normal. He's supposed to do these things.
Because the only thing they really don't need us for is sex. They can always get another man to have sex with them.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
But can you get a man that's going to provide, take care, protect?
No.
No.
No. But you sit down, like, it's scary when I listen to some of my brothers and sisters talk, man. The conversations be a little fierce when you having these conversations, right? So many people, they spend so much time fighting opposed to how can we work together. And let me ask you a question. What does a healthy relationship look like to you with high vibration?
High vibration, beautiful home, goals, bank account look nice.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Some nice trips.
Yes.
Just building with each other, just real building.
Yes. Yes. You know what's scary is when I always tell my men, a lot of times I tell my women, when a man comes in hot and heavy and he's spending all this money and he's doing all these extravagant things, chances are he's gonna fall and sink as fast as the Titanic.
True.
Because most men do these things because they have no form of anything else. They lead with their finances.
True.
Naturally, when a man leads with his finances, is because he's not secure with himself. A man that's secure with himself will walk up to you while he has on bum clothes and still try to holler at you because he's secure. But if a man feels like he has to be dressed to the nines, that's a very insecure man. And vice versa for a woman. You meet a woman some women don't feel comfortable unless they got on their wig.
True.
Some women don't feel comfortable unless they got on makeup. Right? And this is the world we live in. We playing Halloween. The costumes are out. Right? We say October 31st is Halloween.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, it's 365 days a year based on the culture.
True.
Everybody's sitting down every day playing Halloween.
True.
Because they trying to put on an image of someone they're not. Some of these people, I ain't gonna lie, men and women, I'm gonna go with women first. They put on makeup in these wigs. They don't even look the same.
True.
It's like, damn.
True.
Damn, you were like, yo, you're not even the same person.
That's a fact.
Right? So when I look at men start off with the wrong foot though, right? They do. Spending all their money on extravagant dates and setting poor standards. But that's a low vibrational man.
It's a liar.
Yes, because he's leading with something he can't provide. And the sad part is, I know guys who don't have great careers. Give me a job, throw a job out there. And I'm not trying to diss nobody's job, what they do for a living. Okay, Amazon warehouse worker, you said, right? So, right, you got this guy, he doesn't make a lot of money. He meets a girl, he's trying to make her basically see him a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's sad because he doesn't realize in that process of him doing that, he's buying a relationship.
I went to a backyard party a few years ago in COVID. This guy came in with the biggest Cuban I've ever seen, gold. He worked at Nissan as a sales rep. It had to have been like a 500 gram Cuban.
Yeah.
And I asked him straight up, I'm like, yo, is that chain real? He said, yeah. Listen, I didn't believe it, but how many women at that party believed it?
I agree.
So
it's catfish.
Yeah, men catfish too.
You know the sad part is if you look at all those jewelries now, right? You see with the pieces, right, with the nameplate on it, like all those bust down chains. Just so you know, let me talk logical. I'm a jewelry guy, right? I love jewelry. Everyone knows me for years. I always had expensive jewelry, gold, right? Solid gold. And watch the narrative. A lot of those people that you see, let's say his name is Dashawn. He got a plate that says Sean on it with the diamond choker around it. Those are fake. A lot of them are mad fake. Moissanite. They're mad fake. And I'm going to tell a lot of the women, be careful with a guy who has a freaking bus pass with that kind of chain on. The diamond choker alone ranges from 18 to 30K.
Yeah.
18 to 30K. So when you look at that diamond choker alone, it's 18 to 30K right there. And then that piece, right? The piece will give you another 15 to 20, right?
Yeah, it's up there.
So if you're talking about 40-something thousand on his neck, but getting on the bus, women do it too. Because now moissanite's past the diamond tester.
Oh, yeah, so I heard.
So it's just sad when you really look at it because a lot of these people, they live in delusional. That's low vibration. When you put forth an image that's not real.
You gotta be careful with a guy like that because he's not only a liar, he's endangering you and the welfare of you, your friends, family, whoever you going out with. Let's say you go out with a dude and he's covered in he look like a what do you call it, a disco ball, and somebody try to rob y'all or whatever. You know what I mean? Just I got robbed or hurt because of a lie.
And now, look, we live in a time now where you start to see that all the imagery that we caught onto. I'm gonna say this on record: Black culture is obsessed with hip hop to the point where they believe that that's our culture. Black culture is so obsessed with hip hop that they believe that it's the culture. Look at the culture. The BBLs came from. Yeah. Okay, let's go on further. The jewelry come from.
True.
The sagging of the pants come from.
True.
So all these images that you're seeing people portray, it's sad because they're actually following people that have come out proving that rap has been broke for a long time. And
of course.
They're so broke. And I'm like, damn. I remember I was talking to a girl, she said to me, first week, she said, so you're gonna fly me out? I said, yo, you know you live like 3 towns over. There's no airplane that's gonna fly you to my house. She goes, nah, we gotta get on a plane because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm used to dealing with guys that fly me out.
Yeah, that's the first thing they do. They ask for some kind of gift or something.
And that's sad. That's sad, right? Yeah, a gift. So I gotta pay you to spend time with me.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I always say my theory is I would love to meet a girl first date, Starbucks.
Modern day prostitution, bro.
It is modern day prostitution. It is modern day prostitution. It's like you're selling yourself. And then they wonder why they get these guys. There was a girl I was talking to before, years ago, right? No lie. She was talking to me and another guy, and I knew it. And I kept seeing how she would move. Sometimes she wouldn't answer the phone. She would move a little funny. So finally, I was like, you know what? Choose him. Because if it wouldn't be no him if it was me. I told her, choose him because there would be no him if it was just a me. So I told her, you know, I'm going to make the choice for you. Choose him. So anyway, she started dating him, right? He was a scammer.
Yeah.
He was making a lot of money. During COVID, you had something called SBA loans. You had something called PPP loans. You had unemployment. You had so much money out in the streets that a lot of these people were portraying that they had money.
There was hustlers.
Yes.
Because look, we are real hustlers.
Yes.
So when everybody was running around talking, because like, yeah, you got people, you can't fake that you're a doctor.
Yes.
You can't fake that you're a lawyer.
Can't fake you own a real business.
Or you can't fake that you have a real business, but when that SBA came through, everybody was the freaking financial advisors, the financial guru. Where y'all at right now?
And that's what I told her. So when she chose him, yo, be mindful, this guy was probably making like, no exaggerated, we talking about disposable money. He could blow $50,000, $60,000 a month.
True.
Easy. I'm being honest with you, Tyler. He could blow $50,000, $60,000 a month. So when she showed me, finally, we had a conversation. She was like, you know, he's setting the ball high for you. And I'm like, what do you mean he's setting the ball high for me? She said, look what he could do this, he could do that. We can go on a whole trip for a month and blah, 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 blah. I said, well, I'm legit and I'm not gonna do that, right? So I asked her this question, I said, would you rather shine for a moment and suffer for a lifetime? Or would you rather suffer in the beginning but shine for a lifetime? She couldn't understand that statement. I was like, look, you would rather look like money now and ultimately fail later. I said, later on, watch where we be. Now you fast forward, he's doing 10 years in the feds.
Yeah.
And I'm how
we call that in the hood fast food or good food. So she didn't want the soul food. She wanted that fast food.
She wanted the fast food. Yep. And it's sad because you look at a culture, even the little girls, right? So I'm asking this question in my life, everybody in my life, do you think that illegal activity is hustling?
No. Oh yeah, no.
I'm asking you.
Oh no, no.
Y'all two answer the question.
No, hustling is when you can create a dollar from generating your own wealth. That's it. Going to school, investing money into going to school, and then becoming a professional in the aspect what we call professionals. That's not hustling. Hustling is when you can create something from nothing. You can get up in the morning and you don't have $1 to your name, and you can come home with $5,000. That's hustling.
Okay, so you don't think that a person that, let's say hypothetically, mom, dad, everybody never went to school, generations of no school, and this person goes to college and becomes a great lawyer, that's not hustling?
No.
What do you call that?
That's called educating yourself, becoming a student. Hustlers can't be students. They can only be teachers. When I create a method, I create a situation to make some money, I can teach people that. That's the difference to me, but everybody's different, you know what I mean?
I hear you. So I'm asking right now, when you look at this vibrational thing, right, you see that there are a lot of people right now that don't see that they vibrate at a very low vibration to the point where if you take a man or a woman and they expect a person to fund their lifestyle, that's low vibration.
Well, I mean, if a woman is not a hustler, she's already low on a low vibration already.
And a man also?
Same thing.
But I look at it like, if you think about it, I always tell people, like, I give you another story. I met a girl one time, you know what she said to me? So I bought myself a Rolex for my birthday. One of my birthday, I bought another Rolex. And she was like, so I guess that's gonna be my gift too. And I looked at it, I was like, when I met you, you was wearing Movados. And you were wearing cheaper watches. Why do you feel that I'm supposed to buy you something that you wouldn't even buy yourself?
Because they don't understand trophies.
The only thing I see myself buying you something that you shouldn't buy yourself, honestly, is a wedding ring. Everything else, I feel like you should be able to buy yourself.
That's a trophy, bro.
Let me say that again. I genuinely believe that a woman should be able to buy everything that she wants for herself, and then the man, the only thing a woman can't buy for herself is a wedding ring. But everything else, if a woman is able to buy her own home, she's able to buy her own car, she's able to put herself through school, get her own job, everything, that woman has an extreme voice of reasoning because of the fact that she has receipts to her level of success. And her level of success is not basically based off a man. Yeah. If it's based off a man, that you're not a hustler. That means you are a user. That means you are basically a whore. Because you're selling your body for economics. And I could never be with somebody like that. Because if the next best thing come along, what is she gonna do?
She's gonna jump right on it.
It's a shoulder to cry on becomes a hard penis to ride on. Let me say that again. They say a shoulder to cry on becomes a hard penis to ride on. And if a woman is literally crying to you about our situation because of the fact that he has some form of economics, it says that volumes about her, that she wants to run to this man because of economics. It's not because of security. I know women that'll take a man putting their hands on him because he has economics. You have a daughter. How would you feel if your daughter was with a guy like that?
I'll be mad.
Same like me.
I'll be hurt, bro.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it's scary because as a father, you try to give your daughter a great example. But the world is such social media driven, it can combat what you're teaching her.
Yeah, but see, like, it's kind of weird because, like, I'll give you a scenario, right? My sister, she had both mom and dad in the house. My mom took care of her, raised her, put her through college, whatever.
Yes.
But I had to check her because I remember one day she was on the phone crying to her friends like, damn, I have to eat cup noodle soup just like everybody else and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I look at her, I'm like, that's a choice. You choose to do that because you're not in the same situation as everybody else. What's going on with the social media thing, like you were saying, is that people are looking to be comfortable, right? And whenever they can get the slightest chance to be comfortable, they will take that. Yes. A lot of women just want to be comfortable. A lot of men want to be comfortable. So it's just like, if they find a scenario situation where they can be comfortable, okay, we don't want to wear dresses anymore. We can wear Nike Techs, like men. That's being comfortable. When last we see a woman really dressed up, look beautiful, put herself together, be elegant? You don't see that every day.
You see more women wearing Nike Tech?
Yep, sweatsuits. They put the wig on. They're not doing the weaves no more. They're not doing the installs anymore. They just throw a wig on because it's easier. I get it. It's cheaper, but I mean, I find it kind of lazy, bro. I feel like a lot of women just become too comfortable with just being lazy.
You see, some research into the U.S. tourism industry shows that millennials travel more than other generations. Expedia says that the U.S. millennials travel 35 days per year. Would you say that's the reason why they broke?
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's scary because you look at it like you're codependent on your parents or you're codependent on a situation, and you're using that time not to build yourself, but you're using that time to have fun.
I feel like the parents is kind of what scared them because, like, I'm not going to hold you. My parents never really traveled, and I feel like that might be the reason why they're always arguing or have issues or depression. So, I don't know. I can't. That's a hard topic for me to speak on because I feel like I lived it too. So a lot of people are trying to get as much done in life because they feel like they're gonna run out of time. Because time is like it's really more scarier now, especially after COVID. So I think that's why they're doing it. So I don't know. Financially, it's not okay. It's not good. I mean, if you really sit back and think about it, because a lot of our mothers and fathers are lazy and they're not leaving us shit when they die. So don't waste your money traveling if you're not building yourself up.
Let me ask you a question. If you look at right now, you guys know what Jim Crow is, right? You know what Jim Crow is?
Yeah.
During Jim Crow, black people owned more houses than they do today. And today, there are more houses built than there was back then. What does that say to you?
That means the money's going in the wrong places.
When I hear that, you know what that does to me? They say again, black people own more houses during Jim Crow than they do today. And there's more houses built today than there was back then. You know what that says to me? That says to me one thing that stands out the most, and we'll tell you what stands out the most about that. There are a lack of marriage. More black people were married during Jim Crow.
Yeah, true.
Now you see more black people not being married. Now they're not getting anywhere because it takes two. And the economy is so expensive now. When you hear black men and black women say we don't need each other, you basically saying you're going to accept failure. Because in most cases, a person that's sitting in a situation by themselves owning a home, they cry about a lot of the responsibilities that come with being in a situation like that by yourself. It's a lot.
But we're taught that we don't need each other. Like I remember when I wasn't with my child's mother when my child was first born, and her aunt used to preach that, oh, you don't have to be with your baby father. You don't need to be with him. I'm like, but that's my child. She's the one that I made that child with. Why would I not? Why would we not be together? But we're just taught that we need to be together. That's how it is. We don't need each other. We don't need one another. We don't need to back each other up. Like, come on, ladies, y'all know. A lot of you baby mothers out there, y'all know that a lot of your family members is the reason why y'all not with your significant other or your child's father.
Because it gives them, when you tell somebody, let me ask you something. Outside of wine, right? Like what animal becomes worth more, or any person becomes more as it ages?
Men.
Only men.
Men.
And the only reason why I say men, because as long as he has his life together.
Honestly, I know guys.
And I don't want to sound like some people are going to take it like, you're a male chauvinistic pig. And I'm like, no, a man aging with his life together has a higher value in the dating market.
It's true because, a lot of men build a lot. We build, like, I mean, we have a lot of men don't waste their time. You know what I mean? You can meet a guy that's 65, he's retired, he's been working construction his whole damn life. And have his baby, you're gonna be taken care of. I've seen it. I know a girl that get $1,800 every month just because she had a baby with a 65-year-old man.
It's scary because you sit down and you talk to the new generation and you try to reason with them, right? You try to be the voice of reason. Their logic don't make sense, right? I know a situation right now where a guy got a girl pregnant and he left before the kid was even born. He was 22 years old and she was 24. He broke up with her 7 months into the pregnancy. now out of the kid and his kid's mother life and probably won't be there when the baby is born. That's a level of low vibration.
Sure.
But a lot of times we think with our penis more than your big head. There's two heads on a man. But most men think with their bottom head and not their top head. When a man thinks with his top head, that is more high vibration. And I think more logical people are people who vibrate at high vibrations. When people are so feeling based,
Yeah.
they vibrate low vibration because feelings that make you make the most dumbest decisions on earth.
Yeah, I definitely respect a couple that decide that they want to have a baby. They look at each other and say, hey, like, you know what? This is what we want. We want to make a baby. You know, I feel bad for a couple that thinks like that and they can't even have a baby because unfortunately, you know, something's wrong with either party or both parties or they're not compatible. But
Oh, man, you're right. You're right. You know what's scary? Is like, you know, sitting in a business and you talking to a couple and you listen to the man and woman say things like, yo, I'm gonna buy a house. Me and my girl gonna buy a crib. And then you look at right now, we live in New York. The average entry into a house is about $140,000 with very limited debt, with a very, very low DTI. DTI meaning debt to income, right? So if you're looking at a person, and I'm pretty sure every like logical market coincides with the job market. I've noticed that a lot of people believe that running to Atlanta is the safe hub. You know, Atlanta right now, minimum wage is about $7.50.
wow.
$7.50.
The last time I worked years ago, I think that's what I was getting in like 2000 and like 10, 11. That's what I was getting. That made me start becoming a hustler.
That's what they think. They think like, if I go to Atlanta, I could buy. See, like a lot of people in New York, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they look at the housing market in those states based on their income in the state they're in.
Yeah.
Georgia minimum wage is what?
$5.
$5.15?
Damn. Why would you?
Damn.
Damn.
So again, when you look at the job market,
Georgia, y'all.
we don't look
right?
at that.
Y'all good over there? Y'all need a loan?
They don't look at that. I hear people say, yo, I'm about to move to Georgia. I say, you're moving to a state to look for an opportunity that has a very low, it's fantasy. It's social media.
They claim it's black excellence over there. That's what it is. They feel like black people can thrive if we're all together and we're all working together.
But most of us don't work together.
We don't work together. So how do you expect us to thrive if we ain't going to help each other out?
You know what bothers me, and I'm going to say it with the vibration thing? When you listen to people who glorify being from the hood,
Yeah.
but don't realize that that's the determining factor to why most people fail. I'm being honest, because what comes with living in the hood is a mentality.
A hood man, hood mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mindset. So that vibration of being in those environments.
I feel like a lot of people from the hood feel like they're smarter than everybody else, but if you ain't been nowhere or seen nothing, you need to take a moment, park yourself, and just, you know what I mean, just look around.
It's humility.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't humble these days. They're humble. So I'm asking you, before we get out of here today, what would you say right now is the ideal partner for you to build your empire?
For me personally, somebody's gonna make me lead because I'm gonna get to that money regardless.
That's gonna allow you to lead?
Yeah, it's gonna allow me to lead because I'm gonna get to that money. But I need somebody that's gonna, like you said, be that secretary. You know what I mean? I'll help you. You know what I mean? But let me get to that bag first so I can be able to invest in you. You know what I mean? If you need me to uplift you, I'll uplift you. But if you ain't doing nothing and you're complaining and you're stressing me and not letting me be the best me I could be, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to have high vibration.
You know, the other day I asked a woman said to me the other day, there's no roles in a relationship. And I looked at her and said, this is what this whole feminist and extreme masculine movement is doing to the culture. Yeah. There are roles in everything. There has to be a role. She said to me, why do you think there's roles? I said, because naturally, in most cases, guys, stay with me, in most cases, if you're laying in the bed and you hear a noise with your woman, who's expected to go check the noise?
Listen.
Who's expected?
Listen, we've been there before, so I don't know what to tell you. I can't. We don't know the answer to that. It's like, of course, it's us.
We got to go look.
Of course, and we got to be on Rambo time too.
Yes. So when I said that to her, she looked at me like, well, that's just one scenario. I said, I can give you a multitude of scenarios. I said, if right now, let's say the car tire got to be fixed. Are there women that can fix tires?
Of course.
But more likely, who's going to be expected to do it?
The man.
If you're sitting in a gas station, ladies, and you see a man sitting in a car, right? And the woman is pumping the gas, do you look at that man like a clown?
I mean, who invented a car?
Man.
Who invented half of the things that's masculine in the world?
Man.
Okay, so.
But if you look at it, just sitting there watching them, I'm like, damn, if I see a man sitting in a car while his girl is pumping the gas,
yeah,
I'm going to look at him like less of a man, wouldn't you?
It's true.
So my question is, why do we keep saying that there's no roles when there are roles?
There are definitely are roles.
If I say, watch this, as your friend, I'm being fair. If I come to your crib, no cap, and your house is dirty, I'm looking at your woman like, damn, she nasty.
Oh, of course, definitely.
But if I go to the crib and the lights is off, I'm looking at you like, damn, this nigga don't.
Of course.
He don't want to pay no bills.
Of course.
Would you say that's how it goes?
That's definitely how it goes.
So I think there's definitely roles, but people don't want to accept that there are roles.
Who created those roles?
It's been like that since the beginning of time.
That's it.
But I think this. Listen, let me go on record and say this: just because women make money, it doesn't give you a penis. I think, in most cases, this is me being honest and transparent. Someone's gonna take this personal.
Yeah.
When a man makes more money, his family benefits from the money.
True.
When a woman makes more money, it builds her ego.
True.
And then she thinks that she's comparable to a man because of her economics.
That's a fact.
So less likely, most of the family benefits less from a woman that makes money than a man that makes money.
True.
When you have a man and a woman in a house, in most cases, and they both make money, the man is expected highly to do way more financially.
That's true.
And when a man don't do it, he's not respected.
True.
So a woman makes money a lot of times is for their ego. And I'm like, you come with an ego when you come with this economics. I humble yourself and say, yo, if we're a team, if you make more, it doesn't matter. We're working together. Because the whole concept is finding happiness and building a common medium, a level of parallel where you're able to enjoy each other and just build.
Well, I mean, like I said, like you just said, like the roles are really messed up now. You know, a lot of men are in jail.
Yep.
A lot of women are leading the household now, so it's a different type of society, though.
But you know the one thing I don't think women accept the truth on? I don't think a lot of them admit the fact that they mess with bozos, had children with bozos, and mad at the bozos, and then they try to make it all of us in a box.
That's true.
Because I see a lot of times, women don't like the corny guy, quote unquote, until later in life. And then that's when they like the corny guy.
Oh, yeah.
But when they were younger, they don't want him.
Yeah.
But then when they get older, they want him.
That's a fact.
But now he don't want them.
Yeah.
But that's low vibration too.
That's a fact.
When you teach, you know, like I said, men, nowadays we should teach our men, the younger guys, how to look for women who are materialistic. Would you agree?
That's true. I you know what's crazy? I said this the other day, and I've been on this topic for a little bit, trying to research it. I feel like a man can't teach a man how to be a man. I feel like only a woman can teach a man how to be a man, because we're put on this earth for each other, right? So a woman gotta let a man know what she wants and how to be a man for a woman. I don't think men should be teaching men how to be men. I don't really think that. I think a woman should teach a man how to be a man, and a man should teach a woman how to be a woman. Because at the end of the day, in the household, a woman's gonna be in the household. That's it. So when I talk to my woman, I want to teach my woman what I like, what I want, and the things that I expect from her. And then she should tell me what she expect and want. If it don't work out, we don't need to be together.
But if a person had a mom in the house that behaved like this with her dad, naturally the girl will know how to be because she saw it from her mother.
Well, that's true, but if the woman is defiant and don't want to do what the man want or give the man what he want, what do you expect?
That's a woman that should be by herself.
She's gonna teach her daughter how to be
a rebel.
A rebel. Yeah.
But that's what you see now. More people fighting for position than fighting to play a position.
With this feminist movement.
It's not scary that you see that more people fighting for a position more than just playing a position. You got people who know they can't steer the boat fighting to be the captain of the boat.
Yeah.
and then ultimately crash and kill everybody off in the family because that wasn't their role.
I don't know. It gives rapey vibes, bro. When somebody's trying to sit down and tell you that everything you're doing, every aspect you're doing is wrong, it's control-ive. It's like It's weird. Like, oh, you're not good enough because that other guy can do this, or this other guy can do this. He got a bigger penis. He can buy me a Louis Vuitton bag. Like, all right, if he can do all that and he got that, why are you with me? You're just here to torture me.
I agree. Well, I feel like if you feel you can do better, then go do better. I think it's on the person to let the person go when they feel like they can do better.
Yeah.
If a person tell me they can find somebody that can do better than me, I'm gonna give them the whole pass and tell them to go.
It's self-hate.
I agree because that's what they want to believe.
Yeah. You know, that's just being psychotic. You know what I mean? Your mind is creating this fake guy because if you had this guy, why are you here? Why are you not successful?
It's weird when they get older too and think like that. Because if you're like 40 and you've had multiple relationships and you see that these guys are not existent and you believe that this man is gonna come, I think that's a level of delusion.
Because they didn't take the time to really learn how to teach a man. They didn't create the man that they want. The man that they wanted, they wasn't building with the man that they had to get the guy that they want because every minute they kept on bringing him down, not cooking for him, not loving on him, not teaching him, not caring for him, not having no compassion for him. And that's what happened.
Let me ask you a question.
Women should teach a man.
If I'm a master chef, if I can cook,
Yeah.
is that the same thing as being a cop?
No.
Why?
Because it's two different type of jobs.
And that's what I'm seeing now when you meet people signing up for jobs that's not for them. Because they don't believe in enhancing their resume. The other day I was telling a woman, I said, enhance your resume and you'll lure better men. Right? They didn't create themselves to learn yourself, right? The first reason is why these women are projecting.
Yeah.
They're projecting how they feel about themselves or what they expect from a man because they wish they would have had it. It's kind of sad, and I'm gonna be honest with you ladies, I'm gonna say this before we get out of here today, and you can say whatever you gotta do to close out.
Yeah.
When you meet a man, and he meets a woman, and she has a child with a particular man, ladies, I'm gonna be on record and say this, in most cases, men will judge your status based on the fact that you had a baby with this guy.
True.
And I'm being fair and honest. Don't start talking this Hasidity crap when you gave Thomas, the local bum, a child. It doesn't make sense.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And I'm just being fair from a man's standpoint.
I think it goes both ways too.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
But a woman has something called the nurturing gift that they have an ability to forgive. If you look at cheating, who is more likely inclined to forgive cheating, men or women?
Woman.
Because they have a nurturing gift. It's not that they get over it. It's not that they don't remember it. It's just they have a better ability of forgiving. It might come up when she gets mad, but women have more of a forgiving factor when it comes to that. That's why they tend to be better nurturers.
And a quick question for the women. Do you feel like that in this society, women are going off the looks of men or the finances of a man?
I think 100% finance.
I don't think 'cause right now this like
Notoriety too.
yeah,
Clout. Yeah.
I feel like women are not going off the looks of men anymore. They're going off the bread, the money, whatever they got.
If you go back to high school, ladies, and I'm gonna ask this question. That low vibration man that you attach yourself to in high school, if you can go back and realize that high vibration guy was the corny guy that you was looking at in the class that you didn't see, it was the nerd kid. Now you fast forward, you're starting to see it. And I feel like a lot of times the men, if they can go back, they wouldn't have the baby mamas they have because they will understand the difference between low and high vibration.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that there are 3 types of men and there are 3 types of women that you can be with. The 3 types of men you can be with is a boyfriend, a baby daddy, and a husband.
True.
I feel like the 3 women you could be with is a girlfriend, a baby mama, or a wife.
Yeah.
I feel like more men are attached to baby mamas and more women are attached to baby daddies. And this is why you keep creating broken situations. They keep attaching themselves to people. When I say baby daddy, that is 2 people, and baby mamas are 2 people who can't cohabitate. All they got to do is keep fighting because they come from toxic environments and trauma.
It's because a lot of women were bullies in school.
You think
growing
so?
up. Yeah, they were bullies. They always wanted to be the monkey on that man's back, like talking down on him, like especially the guys quote unquote corny, the guys that's not the lit guy, and that's why those guys always had that monkey in their back to make them strive for more and become better. Everybody's gonna evolve. It takes time to evolve. Now, the guy that's quote unquote handsome and the cool guy, he was always comfortable because he always heard that. And a lot of those guys have a lot of what's the word for it? Like a lot of when you're not okay with yourself,
Insecurity.
they have a lot of insecurity because they only was judged off their looks.
You know what's scary? I can see that, but you know what's scary is when the good guys in high school get treated like crap for being good guys, and the bad guys get more respect for being bad guys. That is scary when you see that's how people think. And I think we need to reteach our culture to value the good guys more than we value the bad guys.
True.
And then value the good girls more than the bad girls. Because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm not looking for no girl who got a bunch of followers and every time you look at a picture, it's her showing her body. I think that's a woman that's craving and seeking attention. She's looking for attention from the village.
They need mental help. And I get it. Y'all doing it sometime to make an income or whatever, and that's all you have to make that income. You know what I mean? I guess you invest your money, you buy your BBLs or whatever. I'm not judging you for that, but at the end of the day, you gotta understand that time clock. Once that is done, I can make a baby into 100 years old. You understand? I could start a new family. There's a lot of I call it family starter packs. A lot of men that start family and just leave that home. Men can always start a new family, but a lot of women is left broken because y'all have time clocks.
Yeah, because he basically said it. If a woman goes off of just her looks, it basically shows the vibration. Because in a man, the same way, if you go off of just your looks, because I'm gonna tell you one thing about life, looks fade. And when they fade hard. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. Right? So when you have this conversation, 1 + 1 = 2. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. Would you say that Beyonce argumentatively is one of a culture beautiful icon, but yet still got cheated on?
True.
But a lot of women will call Jay-Z ugly too, but yet he still cheated on her. Because after intimacy, that woman that you saw before you got it just becomes Beyonce. Before you got it was,
that's true.
Yo, Beyonce. After you got it, it's like Beyonce.
But you got to remember something. For every man that's born, there's 3 women that's born. So there's always going to be a different Beyonce. Sometimes I'm looking and scrolling through. I say, oh shit, is that Beyonce? It's not Beyonce. Sierra kind of favored Beyonce a little bit. But, you know what I mean?
You know something crazy? There's a new movie on Netflix. You seen it? It's like, it's made by that guy that had an issue with Damon Dash. Nate Daniels. Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels made that movie. That movie, you see that girl that's in the movie? She looked just like Rihanna. You see it?
Yeah.
Yo, she looked just like Rihanna. I was like, damn.
Especially now the makeup trends.
She looked just like Rihanna.
Especially with the makeup trends now. They're starting to all look alike a little bit. So
I think, I'm gonna just say this. I think what changed, honestly, is the men worked hard to build themselves so they can get high value women.
Yeah.
And women worked hard to be good wives so they can get those high value men.
Because they feel like looks is valuable.
That's it.
Looks ain't valuable.
You got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, I'm good. I just thank you for the opportunity.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. It was fun, man.
Yeah, it was
Listen,
fun.
guys, my guy, we had some fun, but I genuinely believe before we get out of here today, we got to learn to up our standards, up our value, and learn that everything that you see right now in society is the reason into why we're failing. We're choosing to fail because of our decisions. Like he say all the time, and like I say all the time, men need women, women need men. And until we learn that your best asset and your best value is a willingness to intermingle and build a team together.
True.
Because if you mirroring what you see on social media, you're gonna realize that social media was always fake. It's not real. So again, vibrate at a whole higher vibration, you'll start seeing that you're a little more high vibration people.
And just adapt to your environment. Honestly, if you notice that all the men are going to jail and all the fathers are alive, then women, you gotta learn how to teach your sons. Stop saying that you needed a father to teach your sons how to be a man. No, the fathers are not here. They're dying. They're in jails. They're not around. So adapt, learn how to teach your sons. Teach your son to the type of man that you want. You know what I mean?
I think the number one thing a woman could do for the son is keep him accountable.
It's a fact.
Keep him accountable. I think an accountable man is a great man.
You know what's crazy? I've seen whole killers and their mothers is sitting there crying like my son is not the worst person in the world. Your son is a killer, miss.
But look, I remember I said that before. I went to a funeral. You know, the lady told me to talk for her son. She said, "Can you talk for my son?" I looked at her and said, "Your son's whole name is murder. I'm not talking at this funeral for murder."
Your son's name is Sex Goddess 105. Like, your son's a sex addict. Lady, tell your son that he's a sex addict. He's not cheating.
I'm not talking for that guy. But again, I love you guys. Till next time.
Peace.
Don't let that go over your head.